Imagine booking what seems to be the perfect Airbnb, the ideal escape, a cozy retreat. You pack your bags, excited for your trip, never once imagining that your dream getaway could turn into a nightmare. But what if I told you that behind some of these charming listings lies an unimaginable horror? Tonight, we dive into 5 true Airbnb horror stories that will make you think twice before you ever hand over your keys to a stranger again. You might want to leave the lights on for this one, because these stories will send chills down your spine. Number 1. The Haunted House, Kentucky, 2016. It was supposed to be a peaceful weekend getaway for a family of 4. They rented an Airbnb in rural Kentucky, eager to escape the city and enjoy some quality time in the countryside. But from the moment they stepped inside, an eerie feeling crept over them. It wasn't just the creaking floorboards or the chill in the air, it was something more, something unsettling. The family couldn't shake the sensation of being watched. As night fell, the atmosphere grew colder, and the sense of dread intensified. Suddenly it began. Strange knocks echoed through the walls, footsteps crept through the hallways, and doors opened and closed by themselves. The shadows seemed to move on their own, taking on ghostly shapes that made the family question their sanity. Desperate for answers, they started researching the history of the house. What they discovered was more terrifying than they could have imagined years earlier. A grisly murder-suicide had taken place within those very walls. A couple had been brutally killed by their own son, who later ended his life in a fit of madness. The revelation sent the family into a frenzy. They packed their belongings and fled in the dead of night, leaving behind a house that was anything but a sanctuary. When they confronted the Airbnb host, they learned that the host knew the house's history but chose to remain silent. This chilling encounter left the family shaken, questioning how safe we truly are when we open the door to a stranger's past. What would you do if the home you rented was a gateway to the unknown? A place where the shadows whispered secrets. Sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. Number 2. The Stalker California, 2018. For one young woman, a solo Airbnb trip in 2018 turned into a living nightmare. The host seemed kind and welcoming in their messages, and the location was in a peaceful neighborhood, far away from the bustling city. But on her second night, something didn't feel right. As she sat on the couch, she felt an overwhelming sense that she wasn't alone. Her eyes darted to the corners of the room, and that's when she spotted a tiny, almost invisible lens hidden in the ceiling light fixture. Frozen in fear, she began searching the house, discovering several more hidden cameras, one in the bedroom, another in the bathroom. It was as if she'd stepped into a twisted version of Big Brother, but this time, there was no turning off the cameras. Heart pounding, she fled the property and contacted the police. The investigation revealed that the host had a history of voyeurism, using the Airbnb as a hunting ground for unsuspecting victims. This experience left her traumatized, questioning how much privacy we truly have when staying in a stranger's home. Number 3. The Party House, Colorado, 2019. A group of friends, excited for a weekend of fun, rented what they thought was the perfect house in a secluded area of Colorado. They imagined late-night conversations by the fire, laughter echoing through the rooms, and memories that would last a lifetime. But that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. It started with loud music that wasn't coming from their phones or speakers. As the night progressed, they realized the host had allowed others to throw a massive party on the property without their knowledge. The host arrived with dozens of strangers, and the gathering soon spiraled out of control. The friends were trapped in their own rental, surrounded by unruly guests who were smashing bottles, fighting, and even threatening them when they tried to leave. What was supposed to be a peaceful retreat became a chaotic, dangerous ordeal. With no help from the authorities or Airbnb, escaped through a back window, leaving behind their belongings. When they complained to Airbnb, they were met with silence. This story serves as a grim reminder that not every rental is as it seems. How well do we truly know the people we trust with our lives? Sometimes, all it takes is one wrong turn, one bad decision, for a dream getaway to become a fight for survival. Number 4. The Peeping Tom Oregon, 2020. In 2020, a business trip for one woman turned into a nightmare she'll never forget. She booked a quaint Airbnb in a quiet neighborhood, thinking it would be a sanctuary after long meetings. But on her second night, she noticed something odd about the mirror in the bathroom. It seemed thicker, almost like a window. With a sense of dread, she tapped on it, and to her horror, discovered it was a two-way mirror. Her heart raced as she realized the truth: someone had been watching her. She tore through the house and found tiny cameras hidden in the smoke detectors, air vents, and even the bedside lamp. Shaking with fear, she contacted the police, who quickly arrested the host. The man had been using his Airbnb to spy on guests for years, and she was just his latest victim. This chilling experience left her shattered, a reminder that even in the most innocent of settings, monsters can be lurking in the shadows. Number 5. The Break in Florida, 2021. A family of 4, excited for a relaxing vacation, booked an Airbnb in Florida. They spent their days enjoying the sun and sand, only to return one evening to a nightmare. The front door was ajar, and the house was ransacked. The clothes, electronics, passports all gone. Their sanctuary had been violated, and they were left feeling exposed and vulnerable. When they reached out to the host, they were met with indifference. Airbnb offered little support, leaving the family to navigate this horrifying experience alone. It was later discovered that the host had a history of shady dealings, and the house lacked even the most basic security measures. The family, devastated, learned the hard way that not every getaway offers the safety and security we expect. These Airbnb horror stories are more than just tales to send chills down your spine. They're real, terrifying encounters that remind us of the dangers lurking in the most unexpected places. As you plan your next vacation, be vigilant. Check for hidden cameras, research your host, and trust your instincts. Because sometimes the comfort of a home away from home is nothing more than an illusion, masking a reality far darker than you could ever imagine. If this video sent chills down your spine, don't forget to like and subscribe for more true horror stories. And remember, the next time you book an Airbnb, beware. You never know what horrors may be waiting just behind the door.